All right. Welcome to the stream, guys. Okay. Camera should be working. Cool. It's too bright in here. Okay. Let's see. What's happening? Let's try this. So, what's happening to SPY? So basically, SPY is definitely on the short term, kind of rejecting big time from 450s. It's taken out quite a bit of resistance to the upside. So the upside momentum basically has stopped. Earlier, before yesterday, I could say that our upside momentum is still there because it was holding its structure. So the main structure broke for the strength to the upside. So I cannot say that this is strong right now. So if anything, it looks very weak. You can see from the rejection of 452 days, 453s, since that day, every day that it turns out to be red is quite a strong one. Okay, and every green days after that, it looks like right now, it looks like a pullback days. So as you can see, these green days, very small, barely a bounce, and then next day comes the rejection or continuation. So basically, now I'm afraid to say that this might be the start of a much worse days to come. When I say that, we could be seeing 430s. These areas are quite likely. If the momentum continues, we are already seeing 435 anyways. Yesterday was a very, very strong red day with the decent volume, and the continuation today being a gap down is big. We are trading at around 435 right now. So if you have a look at this is the daily chart for those who don't know. So 435 is a big number, big level, big daily level. It's attempted to break it, and it's broken it, yes, but it held it, kind of. The force that is coming to take that out is quite strong from yesterday and today. So I don't really sort of, have very strong bias that it's gonna break it. But, as long as it's hovering around that 435, there's high chance that it might break it. So going into that, I am quite strongly short biased on the market, as well as big names are going to be looking for shorts only unless something decent happens, a bounce that is decent enough with decent volume, and it starts holding. Now, overall, they could be short biased, but just remember that SPY, we're looking at 438.60 all the way to 435. So, $3, less than $3 of gap down now, and it hasn't even retraced back to fill the gap. So expect that at the open. I think it might start to push. That probably will not mean that that's going to be a strong one or to continuation to stay green. It might be the attempt to gap fill, but if it starts to fail, before it reaches or before it attempts to gap fill, then we could see even further weakness coming into the market. So that's the second scenario. Third scenario could be that we could definitely see the SPY bounce, because SPY is SPY. It does that sometimes, you know. Just goes through the liquidity pool, and it just takes whatever it needs to take out, and then starts to make its way. So don't rule the fact that it could bounce and it could be a strong green day, but that chances of that is very, very low. So prepare yourselves for every sort of scenario. That's your 3 scenarios that could happen on SPY. Also, it could also mean initially we could see some really like choppy price action. Just be careful with that. So that's SPY, and the rest of the watch list basically is all red. So I've taken this IOVA. I don't know whether I was streaming this day. I think I was. I took IOVA I think on Tuesday. Might be Tuesday. Yeah, I was just one day early on that. I was kind of looking for that kind of move yesterday. So let me just show you. What? 1 minute, right? Okay. 3 days, 1 minute, right? So this is the day I took on IOVA, and it was looking really decently heavy that day. And I took it, and then I had to exit it on break even because it was just not breaking that area. It was very clear that it didn't want to break, and it was in that chop zone. But as soon as I exited, it started building that momentum to the upside. So that day wasn't the day that it was going to bring the red. It's the next day that it brought decent red, which was this day. So this day would have been a really decent one to short, and then the follow through day yesterday. So IOVA is done. You can trade it. There is a follow through momentum to the downside. What's up, Zell? How's it going, buddy? And yeah, I'm not really too keen on this one because the volume is dying down on it. That's one of the biggest issues with me. Volume is coming up to 6.4 mil, coming from 20 mils and 40 mils. So not really good. For me, I might remove that. AMD is also, remember, a crucial level is broken on AMD, which is 100, and it's trading under it because of obviously SPY being so weak. Is dragging all the big names with it. So if I was going to trade short big names, probably AMD would be the one, because AMD has been showing relative weakness for quite some time now, since these days with the trend line rejection from the upper line. Right, so we might see some decent continuation on AMD. It's already looking like it wants to really sort of go. So AMD is on my list for shorts. AVGR, I kept it because it's been in play, and it's been gapping down today, about $2. Yeah, about $2. But $2 for it is nothing, I guess. You can see yesterday's price action is so choppy, right? I mean, unless you could read this part with the volume rising, it's just so chop in there. Intraday has been really, really messy. But if you look at the other days, you did see some sort of a really nice push and cleaner push. So I think this is going to be again very crowded and very, very choppy price action. Be very careful if you're going to be trading this, and you should know what you're doing if you're trading AVGR. What's up, boys? How's it going, buddy? Welcome. Again, apart from AVGR, I think all of the DTOC, I kept it because not too sure about the volume. I just kept it. I'm not too crazy about this because it's not something that I trade a lot. If it's going to be anything, probably scalping on this one, if there's opportunity on it. But apart from this and AVGR, everything else is short opportunity, unless SPY turns around. So this one looks really nice shorting opportunity. As you can see, we had a really nice move, and then we had this pullback, and then we attempted to really sort of continue. It didn't. It actually gave us a really nice little reversal pattern, and this is a confirmation for that pattern. So we could see days of red for this name PDD, especially with the SPY being so weak. So PDD, AMD could be decent shorting opportunities today. SCS, this is the only, yes, I forgot about SCS. SCS is strong because of earnings, I believe. So yesterday was earnings, and you can clearly see it didn't care what SPY did. It went from 882, gapped up to 937, and ended up with the highs of 1138 with a close of 1051. So it's huge move for a stock that barely moves. I believe it's ATR is about $1, less than $1. So huge move, and it held it. So I mean, there's a lot of pressure from that. Obviously, with this kind of move, it's a gap up from 880s all the way to these areas. Obviously, you're going to see some sort of a correction, profit taking. But the fact that it held around 1050s, and is it still trading nicely? Yeah, it's still trading around that area. We could see strength in this one. Okay, that's the third one. So we've got this is much solid. I think if you're looking for longs only, this might be more solid approach for the second day continuation at the close. You just gotta take the red to green approach to it, and that's pretty much it. There's no other. 11 is a crucial level that if you do take around red to green entry, then 11 could be your target, not target, partial area, whereby your target could be further away. So this has quite good potential for longs. Pins, again, short, beautiful shorting, not as good as the other one that I was showing, PDD, but this is also a really good one with the volume rising on this red day. A lot of push, a lot of pressure to the downside came on this day. So we could see another continuation similar to these we saw. PDD could be very, very unclean if it's a word. It's not very clear. The price action on intraday is what I don't like, PDD. So be very careful with it if you're going to trade it. As you can see, the follow through never comes up. You know, there's a nice little move, and then the follow through just doesn't come in a way that you would expect for a weak stock. So I'm keeping this because yesterday was very weak and we might see a follow through, but I'm going to be careful with it. XPEV looks very nice. Really nice daily, apart from the fact that we might be stretching the daily, and if we're going to do trading this, maybe we shouldn't be looking for too much of a bigger move. So our target, we have to be a bit tight on it. Why? Well, we already had moved what we wanted to achieve from this. Although it's a bigger reversal, we are seeing from these moves all the way to 24s, and then the big pullback came in, and now this was supposed to be the continuation. So we could see this thing bouncing in between this low and that low, creating nice little pattern. We could see that. Even then, there's a big opportunity, yes, but that might not happen in one day towards 14s, even if it starts to fall. Yes, it's gapping down because obviously everything is gapping down, but don't expect too much from it. But nevertheless, it's a really good daily, weak daily. That's what you want to follow. I wish it was a daily around this area here, second day after this. I just didn't notice it yesterday. I wasn't trading. So, yes, filthy. Yeah, let's keep it clean, huh? So yeah, that one looked a bit filthy. But XP EV, I kind of like the daily still, even though it's the third day of the red potential red day. I like the second potential red days usually, but um, the ones that I see right now is AMD. This one, PDD and AMD, is far better looking than any of them. Why AMD? Because AMD has been overall very weak, and it was showing relative weakness, and it's broken a major level of 100. So you can base your sort of idea behind that. Also, we had a pause. It's not after this big red day. So if it was today, this day, I wouldn't be looking for shorts. In fact, that day, I believe I took some bounces on off of 100 for swings, but it didn't work out, as you saw. But now, because it's done its move, and then we had a pause. Let me just zoom in. So it's done its move, and then we had this pause. Now this could be the continuation start. But again, it will be reliant on the SPY. So that's why I like AMD. The best one is definitely PDD. Look at this beauty. Anywho, so that's pretty much it, guys. That's the any gappers. I haven't noticed earlier on no gappers at that time when I was looking at it. Why is is YouTube working, guys? Am I streaming on YouTube? Okay, so it's actually taken the other. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Let me check something. Hold on, I think I've. So which one is live at the moment? Okay, so this one was. Oh no, that one. So I'm live on this one. This is upcoming, so that I need to delete that. When is it upcoming? Yeah. That's fine. Original link. Which link are you talking about? Which link are we talking about? I'm live on this one. Okay. Oh yeah. That one, the reminder is basically for the scheduled. It's kind of tricky. Yes, it didn't work. That one wouldn't work because usually that should have worked. Today I forgot to actually switch to that reminder. You have to link the restream. You have to change the settings every single time. Otherwise, it will just revert to the old, just default setting, which is the previous day's setting. That's fine. Ghost, welcome, buddy. I just talked about SPY. I'll talk about it again if you want. Let's go through that. We do have some time. 9:20. So we got about 9 minutes, guys. Let's just quickly talk about. I have a watch list that I've shared on the Discord. So let's go through that. So SPY, total weakness. Is that good enough? SPY has broken a lot of decent structures, which was supposed to be holding for the uptrend. I think for the uptrend, we need to give it a rest a little bit for a while. We might be seeing some more weakness coming into the SPY. I'm kind of like looking towards short bias for this week and maybe next on SPY, because you can't ignore the fact that it's really sort of weak. Every time it actually sort of does a red day. It's with good volume and it's a good range day. Very strong red day. I mean, we're very weak red day, I would say. Whenever it starts to bounce after these days, it's really hesitant to bounce. So it's kind of showing that it's very heavy and it wants to drop a little bit. Yesterday was the sign that this could be the start of a change of structure, could be a start of a short-term trend change. So that's number one thought process. Second one is yesterday has been very weak. Today has been gapping down very, $3 almost. We might be seeing a nice little bounce towards the gap fill. Now, if the gap fill happens, then that's going to show strength for that day. And if it doesn't happen, then it's going to be more weakness coming into the SPY. So that's why most of my watch list is short biased. So I'm looking for SPY to maybe try to attempt the gap fill, and I want to see how far it goes. At the moment, it doesn't have that strength to actually go very far. So if it starts to show weakness, then I'm going to be looking for shorts on things like AMD and PDD and the rest. Anything that shows relative weakness. So I'm leaning a bit obviously towards shorts on SPY related stocks. The only thing is with SPY it's kind of very tricky because it always makes you think that it's weak and then it does a bounce. Okay, so be aware of that as well. SPY usually do that, especially the first 15 minutes to 30 minutes of the open. So we'll see. Anyways, I'm going to be relaxed. I'm not rushing things today. There's quite a bit of news as well. I think it's already happened. But some are coming, so just be wary of that. No worries, Ghost. Good to have you back, buddy. Let's have a look at the one that I'm really interested in, PDD. So yeah, once it opens, I want to see how it trades. Keep an eye on this one, guys. Yeah, SPY, we talked about it. Very weak. You can go back to the stream a little bit, like 5 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago. I did cover it in detail, but definitely weak. Definitely, I'm looking for some shorts on some big names. But obviously, I will react to what SPY does. Yes, overall, generally, recent trend is going towards the short term, the downtrend. And I'm short biased, yes, but I will probably look for, if the strength comes in, I will not ignore that, right? So $435 is the one that's holding right now, so that's the bigger level. $435. If it starts trading under 435s, anywhere under here, then consider SPY to be very much weaker than I expected, and it might continue further down with a red day today. But if it starts to hold, 435 is a daily big level. If it starts to hold and it starts trading over VWAP over 436, don't ignore the fact that it could actually bounce for a gap fill. We're gonna react to what SPY does, not anticipate that it's gonna be weak, right? Or even though we are short biased. So we'll wait for what it does around 15 minutes, 10 minutes of the open. Scaling on SEO. Scaling on SEO. What does that mean? Like SEO is. $430. So you have to remember, SPY, when it gaps down, usually it doesn't have a big massive continuation. So you have to remember that we are already gapping from 438.60s to 435.30s. So I think even if we see a red day today, we might not see a big one. But if we do see a big one, then there's big trouble on SPY. All right, there's got to be. If today we see a day like yesterday, even close to it, then that's not going to look good on SPY. That's going to like really confirm that SPY wants to stay weak for, weeks. So we'll see. Are we talking about SPY, the stock Ghost? So that's SPY. Let's have a look at others. Anything gapping up? AMD is bouncing. Wow, okay, that's a bigger bounce than expected on AMD. AMD is showing strength. So is this gonna bring a relative strength? That's a thing of beauty. Okay, let me get my stuff. Okay. I got you. All right, so there you go. AMD and also PDT is reacting. To be honest, I would like these gapping down stocks to be reclaiming a little bit of a gap fill kind of thing, attempting to gap fill at least. It's going to be a big chase if we start to see entries around here. I would really like it to be going towards 92, 93s on PDD. And let's see AMD. So AMD is basically, it's just washing off. Just early open drive, basically. You will see that sometimes. And what else do we have? We have AMD and PDD. Okay. All right, so AMD basically just, I'm going to wait about 5 to 10 minutes just to make sure everything settles down. Obviously with SPY, it is bounced from the 435 around this level, and it's definitely attempting to gap fill. So we discussed about this. This is not a surprise, right? This is not really a big surprise. We talked about this gap fill attempt. The reason why I call it attempt is because most of the time, if it's a bigger gap, it probably wouldn't fill for that day. So it usually attempts halfway, certain percentage, and then goes back down. So we'll see. Yeah, Ghost, I'm not in a position as well. I've actually closed all my swings yesterday. It was, it's just the day that, usually what I do is with my swing is like before the close, like an hour or two before the close, I will see what the market's doing. If the stock is related to the market, for example, AMD, I was in on it. So, and then I will look at the stock as well, how it's ending up that day. So usually the decision is made like an hour before or half an hour before the market closes. So yesterday I flattened everything. I had three positions. I'm just going to wait for SPY to turn around, which might take a while. As I explained on the swing ideas channel on our Discord. Okay, so let's watch SPY, what it does. You see, this is what I call an attempt, right? So it attempts to gap fill, barely goes anywhere. So that's definitely weak, guys. So yes, we are looking good for those shorts, guys. PDD is bounced really nicely, which I like. AMD is actually showing weakness, so that could be something to think about. Ghost, I will let you know when things start to turn around. I probably wouldn't say that, oh, it's time, guys. I will probably start to take more swings. That should give you indication that I am a bit long biased on the market, unless it's a small stock that's not related to SPY at all. But usually when the SPY is starting to show strength, I will start to trade more swings. That's pretty much the indication. AMD is looking decent. I'm looking for short on AMD. AMD right now is a bit early, but I want to try AMD short. 98 is hitting. Okay, it's bouncing strong, nice. All right. All right, let's see how far it bounces, AMD. Okay, it bounces towards the VWAP and rejects. Quite choppy though. I mean, I don't like this price action. I'm gonna wait up because I thought it wasn't gonna bounce as much, so just wait up. Plus, we are seeing a bit of a bounce coming on the SPY. But now, if the SPY starts to continue to show weakness attacking the lows, then definitely AMD could be still valid short. It's just too messy. I just don't like it. I'm going to leave it alone for a while, guys. I know I was looking forward to shorting AMD. Maybe later we'll get a chance. But the way it's trading right now, I don't like it. I don't like it a bit. And when I see something that I don't like, I look at this. And that's still an open drive price action. So we're not out the woods on that. So we'll wait. We shall wait. Okay, so a PDD. PDD is actually showing strength, so that's the gap fill attempt. 93 is a big level, so we'll see what it does around there. Remember, PDD is overall generally as like SPY. Overall, long-term wise, medium-term wise, is a strong stock, as you can see. Like, although very choppy, but still shows strength. So just remember that. But 93 right now is like really holding up. It's breaking that. Okay, so it's broken that 93. SPY is bouncing. See, this is why I don't like to trade something that I don't like. Look at the price action. If it stayed anywhere around under 898s, it would have been a really decent short, but it didn't. So you got to be careful with that. I can already feel AVGR is a great looking short, but it's so expensive, guys. It's unbelievably expensive. So look at this beautiful short on AVGR. Yeah, crazy, really nice. Did it disconnect my... Guys, is it connected still? The stream? Stream is still healthy? Let me know, because I keep getting disconnected. And it's not, yeah, it's Thinkorswim. The other platform is working, but it's the... Okay, let me just restart Thinkorswim, guys. Hold on. Give me a sec. My other platform works fine, but... Right. All right, so we are looking at PDD, just broken 93 easily, so it's already going towards that gap fill, and it might be a nice idea if it actually goes to gap fill and see what it does around 94.50s. It'd be really nice if it does go there, so that we can actually short it a bit higher. That's PDD for you, and AVGR still just doing its thing. XPEV is also one of those that I was looking forward to shorting, but it's again like PDD. This is also gap filling, so it's almost there. This also could be later a nice little short. XPEV, it could be a nice short. It's already happening. The other one that I was watching was all right, so that's XPEV rejecting from, so 16, 15s, 16, 17s. Big pressure came in from there. Let's have a look. Oh, that's a big... I didn't want this to be moving down like this. This is just not giving us a chance to take anything on XPV. Which is a shame, because I wanted to get close to that 16s for entry, but hey, XPV is already kind of not looking good. However, PDD could be something. PDD. PDD, I'm not gonna lie, looking right now, looks like a long. If it was the daily didn't look like that, I'll probably consider long on PDD. But see, this is the thing. If you're strongly short biased on something, then yeah, it just doesn't really allow you to. I can flip easily, yes, but the daily is not allowing me to really go for longs. So I'll stay with the short idea on this one. There it goes. All right, let's have a look at TVTX, triggered 11:59. So this guy is looking 724, 717. A bit of a oh, Yeah, it's just so much of a gap down though. This is looking really nice for short, really nice as an intraday price action, but daily it's just chasing it. Have a look at the gap. It went from 1280s to right now trading at 7s. Really, really dangerous if you're going to be chasing something like that. Look at the bounce. The bounces will be bigger on these. Yeah, expect always for these kind of big gappers, always expect a bigger bounce, and then you can think about shorting. All right, AMD. Let's see AMD if we have a follow through on that one. AVGR still strong, so there's still buyers in there. What about SCS? What did SCS do? The one that we were watching for earnings. The issue with the earnings as well, like with SPY being so weak. By the way, SPY is hitting that low of day, so that's definitely weak. That's definitely weakness written all over it. So PDD is somehow holding up really nicely. Not gonna lie. SPY is hitting that low of day. That means our AMD might be looking good for some shorting opportunities. All right, guys, I'm going to look for PDD short right now. Just a bit for, okay, that's better. All right, better, much better. I got something close to 92s, guys. 93, sorry. But it's going to be the break of that 93.20 is going to be the exit, the stop. AMD, man. Yeah, this thing wants to hold to the upside. This looks strong. No gappers today. I didn't find anything decent, to be honest, Zell. So, nah, no gappers. No gappers, but SPY is showing weakness, so AMD is relatively weak. Tesla is relatively weak. Tesla was a nice short, but I didn't take it. I was looking at it. Tesla was beautiful. Or Tesla. And XPEV, guys, this is the one I was mentioning earlier. Like, I really wanted to trade it, but it never gave us a chance. Sometimes it happens. So I don't like PDD, guys. I'm going to be out very quick on this one. I'm waiting for 93s. On the break of the recent high, I'll be out on that 93.20s. AMD looks good now. There you go. PDD. Let's break the lows and break the VWAP, and we're good to go. By the way, SPY is bouncing, so that in turn is gonna make AMD bounce, which is gonna look really nice for short. So look for AMD. It's much cleaner than before, definitely. Come on, AMD. It's just with that 1 bar pullback is really, really like not fair. Dude, it's been not easy to catch. Everything is going without giving us a chance. AXP, XPEV. And the only thing I managed to catch close to 93s was this one, PDD, which was my main watch. So let's see if it starts to take out that VWAP. If it does, then we are good to go on that one. All right, so that's looking good, guys. 93, that's about 6.40 cents 40 cents profit for a 20 cents risk. So already 2 to 1 is giving me. Okay. Unfortunately, I couldn't take anything out. I couldn't take anything out. I was trying to take just before the 55. I just got a bit. It happens. I should have taken some out around this 93, 92.50, 657s before 92.50s. It literally bounced off of 92.50s. Hopefully it's not going to bring a bigger bounce, which it seems like it wants to, but we'll see. Still in it. Still in it. And if it does actually bounce towards that 93 and starts to reject again, that could be a good sign as well. So, yeah, if PDD is looking good, not too bad. FedEx is looking really nice as well for a short, but it's a gap up with the earnings, and yeah, I'll leave that for the moment, unless SPY starts to weaken and brings it with it. What is this, SPLK? I'm seeing this on the... Oh, that's a thingy. Come on. Yeah. All right, it's looking good. Getting ready for a partial. It just keeps on freaking avoiding my partials. This bloody PDD. So 92.50s, yeah, let's go. 92.50s. About to 57s. A little bit of a partial 92.57s, but I think it's still, in my opinion, that's a bit early, but I'm not taking a lot. 92.57, I think it's going to break 92.50 and it's going to do some decent move. But the good area to take some out is 92s. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. See, this is what I mean. Like, I knew that I was early. I still had to do it because that 92.50 was just holding up. And I could have just waited another bar, another candle. But it's it is what it is. We always complain when we're winning as well. So the trade was basically, I didn't put any drawings or anything. I was busy. But it was basically literally right on the dot around 93s, I think just above 93s when this bar happened. But now looking really decent. Partial 92.57, something like that. And now my target, next one is 92. Around, I believe this one. Yeah. So a decent trade still could be much better than because the partial is not that big. If it hits that 92, then that's going to be a good, decent partial. That'll be a really good trade. So I'll wait on that. And now we can even put our stop around 93, just over 93 on the break even, and we're good to go on this one. We can even trail this. Very easy trade. Okay, so that's a decent trade. We got AMD just literally went without giving us any chance. And our XPEV is just, okay, XPEV is bouncing back up. Let's have a look at the XPEV, guys. We already got to... So this is what I meant, like this whole thing. Is where are you going to take the trade on this one? And now it's just, I mean rejection doesn't come in from the VWAP at all. And SPY is breaking the lows and it's going to drag everything with it. So this is... in line with our analysis of SPY being very, very weak. Very, very weak. Oh, it's taking everything. SPY is just wanting to just take all the orders at the lows. Probably stop hunting on the market, maybe on futures. But there's a lot of orders going through, a lot of volume coming in, as you can see on SPY. Where's my SPY? It changes itself, man. Like the volume that comes in at the break of lows, look at that. And look at the daily. Even if this day ends up like this, this looks bad for SPY because it barely did any attempt to gap fill, which is a really bad sign. I might add on PDD, guys, right here, 9251s. PDD, 9251s. SCS is actually the only one that's showing strength because it's earnings play, and I wish SPY would bounce. This is a good second day continuation. The entry is anywhere right now, to be honest, and with the stop just 10-15 cent stop, so that's not bad looking in my opinion. I might try this one, guys. 1060. I know I'm chasing it a little bit. Only 15 cents stop. Sorry, 10 cents, 10 or 12 cents stop. Yeah, I mean SPY is definitely weak. I had some losers on swings as well. Usually I don't have the losers on swing back to back. MD I had 3 losers on swings, and I had Rivian, SCVNA, a little bit small losers. I had to get rid of all of them because of the shift in the environment. You can't be swing trading right now on SPY, on the market when SPY is doing this. I want to take this, guys, but it's just the SPY is just not allowing it. The SPY is like, why would you take long right now? But I know this is the second day continuation. It's one of my systems, and it's yeah, it pays off well. AVGR. The volume is not that interesting on this as well, SCS. I'll leave it alone, guys. And this is the only time I'll leave this kind of stock alone. Otherwise, I would be all over it, especially if the volume was, oh, looking good. Pins looking really decent. Oh, Pins had a beautiful, lovely entry there. We did have this discussion that Pins looks good as well on daily for a short. So this is a really, I mean, it's not the best, the cleanest, but it's just that price action screamed short me, and we didn't. It was anywhere here. So I can't take them all, guys. %3. Oh, dude. 3%. You should be having a heart attack right now. Call the EMT, is it? Somebody please call an EMT. All right, PDD, our trade. It's actually shifting to, I mean, I wouldn't want it to be trading over VWAP for sure. Is this all it's gonna give us, PDD, with this much weakness? Come on, buddy. You can do 92s at least, right? PDD could do 92s, right? I mean, 9250s would be even better. That's where the most volume will be. But come on now. All right. I'm adding. $92.65. I've added $92.65. PDD added $92.65. Why? Because I can afford to get out of it here. So I'll be fine. And the add is only the exit. That's fine. I wouldn't want to stay in it too long anyways. I want to keep my, yeah, there it goes. Is it going to take me out? 92.85s. No. Not yet. Not yet. Oh, AMD. Yeah, I'm out of this guy, PDD, guys. It just looks like it wants to really, you know, go for it. You see the move from here, and then this in itself was a pullback, not the main move. So the main move might be actually to the upside, as I was mentioning earlier. So we'll see what it does around the attempt to break that 93s, but still a good trade. A green, a small green. Small green. AMD looks good for a short. I just feel like AMD, as soon as you take this short, it's not the greatest looking chart. It's actually looking like it's a reversal pattern. To be honest, if you have endured this much of a pullback for your portfolio, I'm talking about portfolios, not swing trading or day trading, right? There's a completely different. If you've survived this long, I think it'll be a bit silly to take everything off now. I took it off because mine was swing, and certain price action didn't actually help me hold it. I look for certain scenarios in the stock that I'm swing holding, and if it doesn't show at the end of the day or close to the end of the day, and if it doesn't behave, I just get rid of it. Very simple process. But for portfolios, I think, you know, look at the SPY, right? Usually what happens is SPY will go on a run if it's a bull market, and will do either a small pullback after a run and then continue, smaller pullback, continue. Now, if after a series of smaller pullback, it will do a massive pullback. When I say massive, it's like we're talking like 10-15%, right? So after these moves, when it started to go into bull, it started doing these short-term pullbacks, never a big one. This is the only time it's doing a big one, right? So we could, yeah, come down to 430s, for even 420s, we could, but we will still be strong on this one in general, overall, big picture. So, you know, if you want to dip buy anything, these days are the better days, I would say, instead of buying it here for continuation. But that doesn't mean that you should scale in. Say, for example, you have a trade on AMD for long, then you've taken it here somewhere. You don't want to scale in here because, I mean, if it involves your, obviously, money management side of things, yes, you can. If you have planned, let's say, for example, you've said, sometimes I do that. I say, well, look, you know what? It's going to bounce from 445, but it might be too early. We might see a bigger pullback. 430 is where I would probably see more ads. Then if that's your plan, then you should definitely stick to it, because that's how you managed your risk. So you've taken a lot less shares around 445s, and then you're going to add to it. It's fine. But if it didn't involve your plan, then that's where you don't want to be scaling in, because your initial plan was take it here and then wait for it, right? So your risk was based off of the first entry. So SPY is definitely showing weakness. It's not like panicky move to the downside, but it's more of a hesitant move to the downside, I would say. Yeah, see what I mean? Like, trading is not about like taking trades that you see, right? It's a lot more about taking trades that you see, but it kind of feels wrong, and avoiding it. Like, let me rephrase that. It's like avoiding the trades that you think there is. It's kind of hard to explain on AMD why I didn't take the short. Otherwise, on the other ones, I would have taken this. This is a very clean move. But on AMD, it just looked not so good. I mean, it actually looked like a reversal to me, which is coming now. So that would have been definitely a loser. We would have ended up red today, or maybe break even. That would definitely been a loser. So you got to pay attention to what you've seen over the years, and yeah, if you don't like something, just leave it alone, just like I did with AMD today. Yeah, it is also people overreacting as well, isn't it? Like, right now, I don't see massive reason for market to be doing what it's doing. Obviously, market has to pull back after series of run, which that's what we are seeing. But sometimes market will react to overreaction. People overreacting means people are taking their investment out of the market and putting it somewhere else, right? So that's going to lose interest on SPY. That in turn is going to weaken it even more. But yeah, these are. I mean, look, 9 on AMD. My swing idea earlier was at the 100 bounce this day. I took it. It actually gave me until 103, but that's not enough for me. These swings that I trade on AMD, I'm looking for, you know, at least $10, $15 moves. Like, those are like, it's kind of like a long-term swing ideas. So if I'm losing, like, let's say from 100 to 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents, that's nothing, right? Nothing compared to what I actually win on these swings. So I don't mind trying a few times. Like, right today, even today, I could dip buy it, but I don't see a big reason why I should. Because it's just that it's a falling knife today. It's a falling knife for swings. Now for dip buying as a portfolio, could be a great chance, because we are seeing on AMD, for example, a pullback of what? How do I get this? So from this move all the way to the highs and the pullback, this above 60%. So Fibonacci, right? I believe it's this one. Sorry, I did it wrong. So it should be like that. So I didn't include the 60%, but it's definitely a 60 something percent. Where is it? Yeah, this one. Yeah, there you go. And in fact, it's like close to 70%. So yeah, already done that. But if you look from the main move, which is from the here, then this is probably 38%, which is a better pullback. AMD is in a better place to short now than before. I'm not gonna lie, right now is better. It's a better area, a better level, and a better pullback to short from. And you can base a better stop loss on that. So definitely better looking right now if you're going to short it. Look at what AMD respects these trend lines so nicely. Look at this trend line, right? Coming from this day, 1, 2, almost 3, 4 times at the top, 4 times respect on daily. It rejected from the top of the trend line. The bottom one, I would say, is today is respecting that. Yeah, let's have a look at our PDD, the one that we were excited about. Didn't do much. Even if I had kept this for the original stop, it would have taken me out. Yeah, it probably would have taken me out because my stop was at 93.20s. I don't see anything right now on this one. What it's doing is on the daily, it doesn't look that strong, but on the intraday, it looks very, very nicely, creating a nice little pattern. Very nice pattern. If this pattern holds, it could be a long. Intraday pattern looks really nice. If it starts to break that with volume, that could be a nice long opportunity for at least for a gap fill, which is about 94.50 from 93.25. That's 25 cents. Do you want to risk it? Not me, but you can if you want. So that looks really good for long, even though the daily is very weak. AMD looking short right now. Looking for a short right now, guys. 97.37s, 97.37, 40, even better, 41s. Okay, it's bouncing. 46, 43s. It's bouncing a little bit more. Let's have a look. Okay, I'm looking at the SPY as well. SPY is kinda not looking. All right, 97.42s. Okay, 97.42s, guys. 97.42s. I'm gonna try AMD short. There we go. We're seeing SPY. If it starts to reclaim, if it starts to do a swing low here, I will exit before the break of the VWAP. Because what I don't want is this creating another lower high, higher low. Because that will mean that it's actually a reversal. So right now it's looking good for that short. XPEV is also looking good for a nice short right now. XPEV, oh, there you go, AMD looking good. All right, let's go, baby. All right, let's have a look at our XPEV. XPEV, a bit of a chase, but that's good enough. I think I'll take this one. Yeah. Oh shit, I can't chase this freaking 1890, 88. I wanted it. Right now, should I chase it? XPEV? I think I should. All right, chase size, guys. 1586. 1586. Okay. All right. All right. 1588. Okay. About to take 1588 or even. All right. Let's see how far it bounces. Okay, 1588 on this bad boy. I got an ask. Stop is over 16, obviously. We are seeing a reverse. I don't like that on SPY, by the way. What SPY is doing is not good, so I'm going to be out of AMD very quick if it starts to rip. So that could be, this is what I didn't want on AMD as well. If SPY does that, AMD is going to do it as well. So I might exit on AMD, break even very quickly if SPY stays like this. But I don't want SPY to be breaking the VWAP. That's why I'm concerned about AMD's short. Now, if it starts to reject from there, then that's a chop or a continuation to the downside. AMD so far is behaving, definitely. And XPEV is also behaving nicely. All right, all the trades are looking good. So let's put AMD on. Let's put AMD on, baby. Okay, it's bouncing. All right, I don't like this, guys. Yeah, I don't like this AMD. I don't like it. 9737. All right, I'm going to be out of this AMD anytime now because I don't like that. 9741. I'm out. I'm out. Break even, basically. Ooh, that's a good exit. That is definitely a good exit. So 97.43 is where I went out. So break even, scratch trade. There you go. This is what I didn't want, right? You see this, you got to listen. Like if you hold this because you are like, oh, AMD is very weak, gap down, SPY is really weak, this and that. You have to think completely opposite to what you see. Like if you look at this, for example, if you look at SPY, look how weak this looks, right? How weak this looks. But you have to look at the intraday price action. That's why I said react to what we're going to see. So SPY, when I was taking this out, what does SPY do? SPY was doing this. SPY was also reversing. So breaking the VWAP now. So the fact that SPY is doing that, AMD is going to start to do that as well. So it would have taken me out on my stop loss anyways. But do you see the relative weakness on AMD? SPY has already broken that VWAP, but AMD does not want to. So that's what's called relative weakness. That's why I chose AMD to short, just in case SPY went weaker or stayed weaker. but it didn't. We need to find relatively strong stocks today. Pins was beautiful, guys. Pins was just beautiful trade on Pims, which we missed. XP is not doing anything as well, guys. So with SPY bouncing, I'm not too sure I'm gonna keep my short on this too much. C90s. I might exit this one as well, close to break even. Okay. Wow, SPY is bouncing big. So, all right. Guys, I'm out of this as well. XPV, it just didn't do what I expected to do. It might do later, but I'm out. So very, very small, either small losers or small winners. There you go. So. Yeah, this could be, the only thing about this, I am not calling this a reversal to the upside, is because the volume has died down. So we could see chop, 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 and then makes a directional move on XPEV. Wow. NEPT. NEPT looks really nice for a short right now. NEPT looks really good for a short. NEPT. Dude, that AMD actually held the VWAP. So it's very weak. NEPT looks good. BDN. All right, let's see what BDN is doing. Sorry about that. Daily looks good, but it's already done. Okay. I should make this a bit more visible. Yeah. So that's AMD was a break even. I think I'm catching it, guys. Anyway, so this is, as I said, you know, even though if SPY stays under the lows, where's SPY? Let's have a look. Yeah, if SPY stays under the gap, or it doesn't attempt to fill the gap, we might still not see a big red. If we see a big red from here, that would be a panic. All right, I don't think we're in that environment where panic selling will come in just yet. So these kind of days, you could definitely change your process or system in a way that you look for reversals. Especially market has been down, like you know, in the span of like a week, If it's down from, let's say, 450 all the way to 435, that's a big move down. So a dip buying usually is but that's more advanced level. Why? Because you have to understand the concept, as well as you need to understand the intraday price action and react to it. So in this case, let's say you're looking for the SPY reversal, right? Initially, you did see this sort of pause, but there was not really much confirmation on the reversal. There was no confirmation at all. But you saw this move, there was still not confirmation because we've been pulling back. The only issue was with this bounce, you see the volume was higher and higher. So that usually is a sign of a reversal. So that you need to keep in mind, pay attention to that. Now, if you don't want to take the buys here, then you could wait for a much better confirmation, which is this. You know that it's gonna have a lot of liquidity around VWAP. You wanna let it observe the liquidity around the VWAP and then see what it does. In this case, it was really nice. Why? Because it actually pulled back a little bit to the 20 EMA, and look at the volume on the pullback. It's just like, it's so obvious. Sometimes it just, you don't believe that it's true, but the volume doesn't really lie. Volume does not lie, especially on big names like these, or even smaller names, to be honest. So on the main move, you see that rising volume, and on the pullback, that's how you know what is a pullback, what is it. It's very simple, right? So this was a pullback, and then the volume just came in on that next move up, right? I mean, this move up, I was a bit surprised that it stayed with this volume. Volume was declining at that time, to be honest. But this volume, this rising volume from here, from this reversal, was just beautiful. And on this pullback, even better. So now SPY is, just playing around. It's in a chop at the moment. I'm not worried about taking anything right now. AMD looks to be really weak. As soon as SPY does that, AMD is going to start to do that. Yeah. So, but I wasn't going to hold this because SPY was what SPY was doing. I'm definitely, even if AMD goes takes out the lows today, I'm definitely okay with this trade because that was the plan. I'm definitely happy with this trade. So break even on AMD, PDD, a small green on the PDD, shorted here, partial, added and exited. And we have the other one, that small loser. So yeah, it's kind of like a really small red day for me. Pins, however, the one that I'm really I'll just end the stream with this one. Whoever follows me, I was mentioning also during the pre-market analysis as well, that this dailies looks really good. It's not the best of the dailies. In fact, PDD, I've preferred it better, but it definitely looks much better. And I think James, before we, it's just about 6 months or so ago, I mentioned to him to look for specific dailies that you can take advantage of, and just look for opportunities on that. This is one of those dailies that you could definitely take advantage of. Once you find the daily, then you look for that specific sort of price action, which obviously you need to study. And now this basically was the price action, right? It's not the cleanest. The intraday, if these wicks didn't exist, I will call this an A plus setup on intraday. Right now, because of these wicks, it's like A, B plus. But the daily, added daily, it could get to A, setup A, or you could rank it as A. So if you are taken anywhere around here, especially after the confirmations, then your stop would be on that top of that confirmation, basically. In this case, I would definitely go way beyond 27, just in case we don't wick out. And then you just let it ride because the daily will support it. Why is this daily better than most of the other gappers today? Because gap downs are still considered a move. It's still traded. If there were no trades there, it wouldn't have happened, right? So it's still traded weak. It's already down so much. When gap down happens, be careful shorting the gap downs. That's why I was saying PDD on PDD. It was a really good looking daily, but I would have liked it to bounce. Why didn't I take it here? Because that was too much of a move down from his close. So if I put an arrow here, let's say I've taken a short here, everybody's going to say, well, that one definitely is a chase, right? From here to there, right? So that's why I waited for that pullback, which paid out. I wanted this kind of pullback. Now it's kind of trying to lift up, but for the pins, there was no gap down. In fact, it actually started to move, which was a good thing, because a little bit of that initial open drive, let it be to the upside if you're going to short it, because you're going to be shorting higher. You see how close you were to the close of yesterday if you had taken the short. So you can imagine on this one, if you have an ATR of let's say 27 to 28, let's say $1, you're actually right at the beginning of the start of the move. So do you see what I'm trying to say? So you can actually let this go at least for the 26s, right? 27s is your close to 27s is your entry. So your target is quite a far away, bro. 2620, 2630, 2615s. This area is your target, and your stop is where? Just over 27. We're looking at 10 cents, 15 cents risk for the chance of winning $1. That's how you grow your account. With that being said, guys, I am going to leave the stream. I think I will not see any opportunities now with SPY doing what it's doing right now in a chop. I wish you the best of luck, and I will see you tomorrow. I'm lying. Fridays, I don't see you. Monday, I will see you. I'll see if I can stream tomorrow. If I do, I'll let you know on the stream, on the Discord. All right, guys, take it easy. See ya.